trending scene.
Brittany Wolek with Keller Williams Realty.
And I'm Neil Dieterle with Indie Interiors in Tulsa.
Thanks for coming back and joining us at the Tulsa scene. We are so excited to talk about all things trending in Tulsa. And today, Neil, we're going to be talking about something that we are noticing is very trendy over this last year, and that's people making a move. Aren't we seeing tons of relocation, whether it's up and down or out of here or coming into Tulsa? We've seen a lot of people moving over this last year.
That to be sure, and this is a little bit of shop talk for us, but I think it's what people are asking me about on the street all the time, and I'm talking to you about, talking about in the grocery store and everywhere else, that the real estate market seems to be crazy right now, and it has been for the last year, really. So we wanted to kind of dig deep into that and see why it's so trendy right now. Today we've got a great special guest. We've brought in Brittany Whinery from the Wolek group. She is for sure an expert in this field right now, helping buyers and sellers, and had a great year last year and helped so many families. It seems like that is happening already in 2021. So Brittany, thank you so much for coming on with us today.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. This is definitely a trending topic.
Well, Brittany, I know you very well, and I know that you work really hard to help all of our clients, whether they're buying or selling, achieve their real estate goals. So why don't you're in the trenches, you're with the clients daily, every day. So why don't you share with everyone what in the heck is going on in Tulsa real estate?
Yeah, so lots of different pieces. And I think the priority here is obviously sellers and buyers. We're dealing with both, and even investors as well. And so it's really interesting because we've not seen this, or at least I've not seen this in the years that I've been in real estate. And we're experiencing a lot of changes and differences right now. And so, for example, our sellers are netting the most amount of money they've been netting over years. We've not seen these numbers. And it's great and it's amazing. And they're also experiencing quicker sales, which is great and amazing. And on the buy side, our buyers are taking advantage of really, really low interest rates, all-time lows. I mean, we're having our buyer clients who even purchased a year and a half ago, they're refinancing because the interest rates are that low, it's worth it for them. And so it's creating this really interesting toggle of quickness, really, really fast offers and really, really fast sales. And then on the flip side, it's also creating interesting things. For example, buyers are paying above asking in some circumstances. And so it's creating this really interesting toggle on the buy and sell side of transactions.
Yeah, I mean, we're feeling it every morning as a team. We talk about what's going on and what our goals are for the day. And usually you guys are masterminding around how to help our clients through what can be a very stressful situation. And never does it make sense, because typically if it's a buyer's market or a seller's market, the favor is in one or the other. Now, it is a seller's market by the numbers. However, because interest rates are so low, it is still a great time to buy for the buyer able to afford more house because of their low interest rate. So how are you guys working through helping the clients understand what's really going on? Because they've got to be, the expectations set early on of working to buy a house or sell a house.
I mean, that's so true. We are talking about this every day as a team. And we also want to make sure that our buyers and sellers both feel really empowered throughout the process, because now more than ever, consultations matter. And I think sometimes people forget that as your realtor, we do this every day. It's our passion. We do it full time. And so we see it and we know what's normal and not normal. And we also know with this fast changing market, we have been involved. We've been in it throughout this entire past year. And so there are lots of tips and tricks that we can do to, number one, help our buyers win in a multiple offer situation. There are lots of things, including writing love letters and being really, really organized in regards to the money needed to purchase a home. That way, if you need to go above asking, you have the funds or means to do so, especially if it's your dream home, because we don't want to miss out on that for you. And then on the sell side, I mean, wow, we have really, and we've been doing it before all of this craziness, but making sure our sellers have the option of doing a certified pre-owned home. And that's one of our specialties. And we love offering that to our seller clients. And that includes getting a pre-inspection so that we're truly watching and protecting their net proceed. Because as a listing agent, we care about your net. We want you to walk away with the most amount of money to plug and play into your next venture. And so that includes inspections. And that's one of the things that we're seeing even now during our market that's still busting deals, because buyers are paying this premium price. And so they're expecting this premium home and to be perfect. And so sellers are getting caught up in this situation where they're like, oh gosh, well, we were hoping we weren't going to have to do that because of the market. Well, buyers still want it done. That's the reality. And so being able to offer pre-inspections so we can have those repairs done, or at least know the dollar amount needed to make those repairs so it can be a part of negotiations. And also staging. We love Neil and having her part of our listing services, and staging matters. We know that pictures are your first showing, especially with COVID and people still not feeling super comfortable maybe with walking into a home before seeing great pictures. And so when we can sell your home online through photography, then people come in the door and can really see and fall in love and bring you a high offer, which is always our goal.
You know, we've both been doing lots of things virtually too in this time, and staging houses is one of those things. So it's a nice service to be able to offer. The things you can tell from pictures are amazing. I've been telling people, as I know you do too, that real estate photography is forever, that it's a buyer's first impression of the home, and then it's always the last thing they go back to before they make their list of their favorites. So they see the house first by photo, they go in the house, and then they go right back to those photographs and decide where they want to be. So it is so important, and I'm so thankful to be able to help you. That you guys do a great job on the front end, really educating people. I think we've said is it's so important to have an expert at the ready right now, particularly, right?
Yeah, I mean, even the staging piece you made me think of. Anytime there's like a butting of heads of like, we don't agree on TRR things or inspections, what do? They go back to the pictures to be like, oh, we really love this home, and they're thumbing through the pictures. And so it is very powerful throughout the whole transaction. And that's what they share with their families who maybe can't come into town or see the home. So very important.
Well, I'll throw in another part of the certified pre-owned home program is a pre-appraisal, and why you're seeing that is, being so important is because you'd think in a hot market where sellers are getting more money for their home that it's all going to be fine and the appraisal values will go right along with that, and they're coming in low so many times. So what's really the value of a pre-appraisal, Brittany?
Yeah, this is a serious thing, and we're talking about it not just with our real estate team, but with Keller Williams as a whole company here in the Tulsa metro area. And it is such a good conversation, because the unfortunate part is real estate sets the trend, right? So we've set this trend of higher prices, and the appraisers are back here behind us, still trying to play catch up. And so they're not always coming in at value. And that can be really detrimental when we've already been through negotiations. We've already been through maybe inspections. Maybe the seller's already paid for some repairs. And then now we've got this low appraisal issue, and it can really mess up things. I mean, I showed a home yesterday and it had busted days before, and it was due to appraisal, and they had negotiated things and the previous buyers didn't have the cash to make up the difference. The seller knew they didn't need to make up the difference because they had multiple offers. And so it busted a deal, and that buyer had now spent over $1,000 in appraisals and inspections. And the seller had now spent time off market and potentially could risk getting not a high as an offer. And so there were a lot of things going back that if that person would have had a pre-appraisal, they could have really protected that net dollar and net proceed. And it's a really good investment, especially if you just want to know your numbers and you want to feel really solid in that.
Seems like it makes the home much more marketable too in a competitive market, that you see that in a buyer, they've got that sense of security automatically. So a nice thing.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I think too, something else That a pre-appraisal is meant for us to have a conversation. It allows us and you as our client to have a really open conversation about price, and it also creates a lot of awareness. And we do sometimes still have where an appraisal may come in higher than what a seller wants to list for. And how cool if we get to then market it that it's already instant equity in a home. I mean, there's just so many cool marketing tactics that we can utilize that pre-appraisal for.
So Brittany, if somebody's thinking that they've been waiting around for spring or school to be out, or, you know, the typical seasonal reasons that people make a move, what are things, especially if you're a seller right now in this market, you know, you need to sell and maybe even buy in town, but what could you start doing as a homeowner to start getting your house ready for when it is time to list?
Yeah, so I mean, there are a lot of things that you can do beforehand. And I think the most important one is it's never too early to call us. I cannot repeat that enough times because people will call and say, oh, we need to get going. And if they would have called us a little bit ahead of time or advance, so we can at least see the home and kind of help share with them some tips or tricks, or if they know they're going to sell and maybe we can have Neil come out and start working on some things. There's definitely some things to help set you up for success. I think one of the most important things is go ahead and pre-pack some stuff. If you know there's things you're not using in your home and you know you're going to be making a move in the next 6 or 9 months, go ahead and just pre-pack, get some boxes out in your garage just to help get rid of some things. I think that's a really good trick and tip, and it feels good to kind of just get rid of some things in your home.
Pre-pack or donate, which is something we talked about in this last month on this podcast. It's a good time to clean out the clutter. You're so busy. I think this is a testament to the market I saw. And so has been the week of the snowy weather and everybody in. And I think I saw you out on Monday in the very worst of it, showing houses. So that tells us everything we need to know, right? Buyers are out right now and they're looking, and so there's this matter of inventory too, and having enough.
Yeah, I love that. I think too, what I was going to say is sometimes sellers can feel a little stressful, like, what if I go in the market, my house sells in a couple days and we don't know where we're going to go? And something really cool that I want to remind any potential sellers is you are always in power. You hold the power. When we receive an offer, we can negotiate things in a way that it sets you up for success. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing things such as rent backs where you can stay for 30, 60 days. And we're also seeing things like 60-day closes to allow you as a seller time to find the next home or get a game plan. And we're also seeing sellers sell their home and go rent for a little while, because they want to take advantage of our market right now, and net proceeds matter to them. And so there's a lot of different things and ideas, and that's where it goes back to the consult and sitting down and talking through what's your end goal, and let us help you with some ideas that we've had clients or friends do and utilize, and see if that could be a good fit for you and your family.
Yeah, and I know we've also implemented over this last year a virtual program for our clients as well. So if people aren't comfortable getting together face to face, we can still, you know, work together through Zoom, through FaceTime. Neil, you've staged people's homes through having them walk you through the house or sending you a video. So whatever your comfort level is, right, Brittany, people can still have the education and the consultation on how the process works and how they're going to net the most money or find their dream home. So, well, that's very exciting. Thank you for sharing with us today. We'll see how fun the market continues through the spring, right, girls?
Yep.
Well, make sure that you guys share, like, follow, subscribe, all the things, the Tulsa Scene podcast. And that's it for now. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.